Feature Friday.
The freshest. How exciting! This is freaking Bamboo, JR, and Billy Crawford all in one freaking session.
What is that dance he was doing in the...
It's like tracking, bro.
Tracking.
That's
adore actually so I'm banging it out.
Video. I freaking loved it. And I said, okay, yeah, there must be. Turns
out Jay and Billy, very good mates.
They're like really close.
I'd imagine
and so
also
as
Bamboo.
Chris Lawrence, they're
all
the
like,
go-to trio. Like
nice.
They're always hanging out with each other.
But this is a combo I did not see coming.
Bamboo. Into the mixture.
JR and Billy. So this is like alternative rock, R&B, and R&B. So
this is so fun! I can't
go.
wait. Okay, I'm so excited. Thank you all for suggesting such a brilliant
collaboration.
combo. I haven't seen it, but I know I already love it.
Well,
you know,
a bit tough, isn't it, when you see such vocal quality here?
I mean, this is when ASAP had people cries in silence. Oh, we will, bro. And build a little house.
Is that Ed Sheeran?
Yes.
How can you make everything R&B?
I love
Turn
it.
it out, turn it out. Oh, what's his name?
I don't know.
If anyone can kindly let us know.
I adore that too. How cool.
Dude, but just look at the difference, isn't it? Look at the difference in takes.
In sounds, in like natural tonalities
Approaches
and
to music.
No, and their takes of the same song. I feel like that is so interesting because obviously you had Billy, who's very like R&B pop forward, right? It's very commercial.
Poppy, actually,
yeah, he's very commercial. He's very like similar to what we heard from the original track, right? And then you have JR giving its own flair, its own take, its own texture to the thing. The next guy who I am completely oblivious to who he is, and I apologize in advance because he is fire, also giving his own personality and very
soulful.
Yeah, very soulful, very full, and on the vocal tonality, very resonant. And then Bamboo giving you that alternative edge,
tension, right?
That
all
tension,
through.
but without losing melody, but that really cool tension that he provides from that alternative song music, like edge. I don't know.
Because I think Bamboo, and I think that probably has something to do with his popularity, is that he was able to be experimental to fit into alternative, but he was also able to be mainstream enough to be popular alternative rock.
That's right.
You know, hence why he does bring a completely different sound, but it's not so distorted, so that, because the thing is, the more experimental you go, it's kind of the same with jazz. The higher in quality jazz goes, the less it caters to a wider audience.
That's right, I agree.
So alternative experimental rock is the same.
Yep.
The higher it goes, the more experimental, more complex it becomes, the less it caters to a wider audience. But Bamboo really managed to do both, and I think it's not only because of his vocal quality, but I think he's very aware of the audience and who he caters to. Hence why I think he's a great coach for anyone to have.
Absolutely, I think it applies to all of them. In reality, I feel like they know really well who's listening and who they're singing to, and they're very aware of that communication between audience and artist. They're very clever when it comes to, you know, delivering a piece. See that soulful, really cool fullness. I love that.
It's so clean.
Fantastic. I mean, cool. I love JR though. See that? Can you hear that gospel coming through? I mean, who is this sir? I want to know all about him.
All you needed is like four ladies in the back.
Hi.
Yeah, clicking their fingers and then you bring him gospel, and then
I
you're
know.
basically in Bronx and you're listening to like a gospel from a church.
choir, yeah.
What a vocalist!
It's so great.
St. Patrick Church.
Yeah. It has so much.
My father went when he was in New York.
It's so much freaking color there.
Brilliant. What a vocalist.
And it's okay. It's unfair. Have a good time. All right. So it's just really difficult to judge what genre, like what sound texture this artist belong to, based on phrases, right? You're never able to depict that quickly. But what I love about this version of this song is that you are able to completely take on their personalities and what they shine at the most in single phrases. How crazy is that? I think
I'd love to
that's
check.
fantastic.
I'd love to know his name. Do you
Me
mind
too.
checking? Maybe at the bottom it says it.
It
It doesn't. Wow.
doesn't say who it is. Oh, but I
Can anyone kindly let us know? He was awesome.
absolutely fantastic.
If things go right, we can frame it. I'll put you on a wall.
And this is one of those shows where that mic is 100%.
But I've been there before.
Oh, I love it.
Surrender of my heart is swapping for yours.
I'm out of touch. I'm out of love.
I'll pick you up when you're getting down.
The guy from Harry Potter comes out.
Ron Weasley.
I think I love you better now.
I love Bamboo's take on this.
Yeah, Bamboo shines a lot in this cover, in this song.
I think Bamboo doing pop covers
Well, Ed Sheeran, yeah, it would
is
be really
like
interesting.
the coolest thing ever. Well, we've heard it in different environments, like live environments, radio environments, TV, and he
Bamboo.
is
Yeah.
he is just so stable, so steady. But yeah, I think I would listen to more pop if it sounded like Bamboo sings it.
I
You know,
think
it's just so
It's
cool.
important to highlight that. I think because we do cover pop on the channel, that it maybe there's a misconception that I mean a most a most heard genre in music, but it's actually not. It's Wlsk is alternatives,
Yeah,
and then it's actually pretty experimental.
yeah.
And mine is R&B, and now
And jazz, yeah.
and obviously rap is up there, my top three, but it goes in that order, and then fourth, maybe fifth is pop, but the pop we even cater to, it's very peculiar pop. It's not what you see on the charts here. I actually don't even think we've ever featured something that's been on the charts,
Well,
apart
a
from maybe
couple of
Olivia
times.
Rodrigo's Driver License.
Maybe Little Mix a couple of times.
Right. Yeah, but even their songs were very R&B-ish.
And they're very vocal heavy.
Yeah, so I'm not. Yeah, it's just not what we like. I don't know. And it's obviously very popular. Fucking hell. But
hence popular music.
but it would be very interesting seeing kind of like someone like Bamboo, who has such a different take on things, cover pop music.
Definitely.
A petition. Where do I sign?
Well, it's very obvious here. Like you heard it also singing with Ella 7 years, and and
It
with
works.
Sara Geronimo, they cover constant pop songs, and his take on it is just so specifically peculiar, but makes it yet very accessible for everybody, and without losing his edge, which is so cool.
To some extent, we like Eastern pop more than Western pop. I think I don't think
That's a fair thing to say. I agree. Mm-hmm.
And out of all these things I've done, I think I love you better now. So hold me down.
I also think
I think the places are breaking. It needs more than I can tell.
chill,
Nice,
bro, chill.
Yeah, literally.
I know.
Really snap there. What the?
Woo.
I'm gonna pick up the pieces and build a Lego house. If things go wrong, we can knock it down, knock it down, knock it down.
I love him.
But the words have two meanings, but there's one thing on my mind.
I love that.
So fire, and it's not gonna call December, but I've got to keep you warm.
Ah, stop it, Jake.
this is the bit where everyone goes. It's actually a tough piece to sing on a quartet.
You know what's the craziest thing here as well, that we were talking about it not long ago, about mic percentage and standards on TV. I found the more I watch Filipino TV, that microphones are like at 100% usage, and most often it's live bands on stage, which it is the hardest thing to keep right, like make right on TV, because
this doesn't have any post-production.
Nothing, bro. What you're listening is what happened in the space. And that is that's very unusual. Even back home,
back home, everything was fucking
pre-recorded and redone, remastered, rearranged, and prefixed.
You sounded better than in studio.
Literally, like when you go to TV, like back home. I don't know what is
anymore.
Back then. I don't know what it's like now.
This is 2002 to 2011.
Yeah. But I don't know what it's like now. But I remember going to TV was literally the most
studio,
highest production value ever. But in Filipino TV, especially when you're watching Asap Natin To, the percentage on those microphones is at 100%. You're listening raw, real vocals without post-production, apart from mixing in the moment.
But I think that has to do with, again, I think that has to do more with the singing culture of the country and the live gigging culture of the country.
Like the standards are different even on TV.
Yeah, there's certainly obviously more realistic standards. But what's crazy though is that I think over there, and I have discussed this with a lot of you guys and also some producers from the Philippines, the most popular versions of songs most likely are not the studio version, but the live versions. Even it seems now it's slightly evolving, seeing it with the new generation because of TikTok,
because
Spotify.
Of streaming. The streaming culture is becoming a thing. Exactly.
Like that's gonna become the most popular one because you can access so many people. Now, given the huge market that is not just the Filipino market, but Asia overall and then worldwide. Obviously, the streaming songs, the songs that you're gonna stream are gonna be studio version, not live versions. But the ones that become popular on places like YouTube and even some other streaming platforms are the live ones. I think it has to do more with the singing culture of the country rather than the industry standard. Because at the end of the day, this is a great example of the market sets the damn demand.
That is
not
right.
Not the industry.
That's right.
So if they're putting mics that are at 15% or 10%, that's not the fucking industry's fault. That's the market. That's the people listening. Don't demand anything else.
Yeah, I mean, 10% gain on your microphone is literally nothing. You're singing on top of a freaking track. Yeah. And what you're hearing, it's processed and mixed and perfectly arranged.
Here's the thing.
And I don't have a problem with it. I don't personally have a problem with it.
Here's the thing.
Because different shows require different environments require different things from the artist, right?
Here's the thing. What the hell is the show about?
That's right.
You're gonna sing or you're gonna dance. If you're gonna dance, you can't sing.
With 100% gain on your microphone.
It's virtually impossible. If you're gonna dance and sing, you're gonna have to make some sacrifices. If you're just gonna sing, give me 100%.
Yeah.
All the time. Most of the time, that's usually what happens. Depends on the show as well, but that's usually what happens. If
Depends on the network too.
Yeah, sure, but true, but it usually goes like that. Mm-hmm. Usually it's pretty much, maybe they go at 60, 70%, so you're getting mostly them. But in the Philippines, it's a great example of, I think it's the best example so far that we've discovered, of the market sets the damn demand, not the other way around.
That's right.
People want to hear realistic, true vocals and pinnacle vocalists, they'll get it. Because at the end of the day, who do they pay? Not the TV doesn't pay. It's you who watches that's paying them because you're watching either the advertisements or you're going to the live gigs or you're buying their merchandise. or you're visiting their websites and subscribing and following and listening and streaming. So you're the buyer at the end of the day, not the big dogs and the networks and stuff like that. So they're a great example of that. The Filipino industry does a lot of things correctly, man. It's very impressive in terms of showcasing talent at its purest form. Impressive.
I agree. I think there's a lot of value there, and especially because it reminded me of our latest conversation about production and post-production on TV, and
it was mainly regarding the Korean industry, right?
Yeah, and this literally just struck me like a freaking cold shower, because I was just like listening. Wait a moment. This is, apart from being mixed and equalized, there is no post-production here. It pretty mind-boggling. I love it.
But completely different products.
Absolutely, completely different staging, completely different
stillness.
Yes. Even from the musicians, it's a completely different environment. I mean, it's fantastic.
2 different products, 2 different requirements.
Absolutely, I agree. Oh, I mean, JR and stuff. I mean, they're great. I freaking adore this.
Vocalist, that guy is.
Did you hear? He said better instead of better.
Good.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a difficult song as well to do on a quartet.
Yes.
You have to highlight that, dude. That's
there are no 4 parts in singing in that song.
No, so
not at all.
Hard as hell.
Yeah.
And especially that.
I mean, you could make it, but
that guy, especially that bit of the climax, it's so rough, especially with no post production or mixing or anything like that. Obviously, it's live mixing, but there's no post mixing. So.
And actually, I was talking to Bugoy not long ago, and he was saying how some of the songs, they get given to you as you go to the studio. You rehearse them once.
Oh fuck!
And then you're on live television.
Jesus Christ!
There's no pressure. They already know that that's the norm. And the production teams just give you, here's the script, here's when you're gonna go in, this is your song, this is your musician, let's go. And it's crazy. That also to me is like pretty nuts. And I just love the organic. I feel like they really treasure the organic
real
feel of it all,
Well,
it's pretty cool.
That's nuts. I didn't know that. Well,
I would be pooing my pants, bro.
Well, let us know what else we should check out next and what you think about some of the things we spoke about. And yeah, goodbye.
Fantastic stuff.